Welcome back to the Youth Sports Report. Look, before we get to giving you the big, bright idea, we need to give you another big, bright idea. That means hit us up on social media. Go to our Facebook page, our Twitter account, Instagram. Look us up on YouTube under the Youth Sports Report to check out all the clips that you loved and you have missed. We want to respond. We want to find out where we got it right, where we got it wrong, and what you're thinking about the world of sports. Okay, so Kimbrey. Spring practice just ended. You know, we're huge college football fans.
Oh, yeah.
Kimbrey's sporting LSU gear, big time. We talk about it all the time.
We do.
Spring practice just ended. We got a way too early top 25. All of these teams are playing to be in one of the 4 coveted spots at the end of next college football season to be in the college football playoff.
Yes.
I have a problem with this.
Okay.
I think the college football playoff should expand to 8 teams. Not 4, but 8 teams. Because, look, you got teams that play. We had plenty of one-loss teams this year in college football. And who's to say that some of these teams don't deserve? Houston played a fantastic season. They finished 12-1, I believe. Houston should get a chance to play in this game, not just the top 4 teams, because usually it's the heavyweights that you always hear about. Last year in the Final Four, that's what I'm calling it, the Final Four, we had Ohio State back again. Alabama back again. We had Michigan State there for the first time, Clemson there for the first time. Look, if this is the case, we're going to have basically 2 or 3 of the same teams back one more time. We need to open this up to 8 teams so we can have the top 8 so we can really have a nice football playoff. Win 3 games, 4 games to make it there. What do you think?
You know, I have a first off question. When you watch college basketball, when the regular season ends, what happens?
They get the conference tournament, and then they got the big dance.
Exactly. And how many games go into that conference tournament? It's not even 8. It's a lot more than 8.
Every team makes it.
Every single team makes it. Every single team has to step it up. Every single team in every playoff for college sports is forced to put themselves on their A game or step out of the way while the rest of them move up.
Yeah.
These are the times when games against teams they've never played before. These are the opportunities for teams to face off with new opponents, for teams who might have been the underdog all season to have that random opportunity to make it all the way. I think that's how the college football playoff should be. You can't make something a playoff and only have 1 game to make it to the final dance.
That's true. I like that. So you're saying possibly would you like a top 8, a top 10, or the top 12 teams make it?
I think maybe top 12.
Top 12.
It would give college football fans a little bit of an extension on the college football season. It'll give, more teams the opportunity to advance further into the season, into bigger, better bowl games. It'll give bowl games bigger sponsorships, probably even more profitability, which we all know college sports thrives on money. So I think that would be the best opportunity for these teams and the conference.
That would add to the excitement of it. You'd see a team maybe play like a wild card team, catch fire toward the end of the season and be able to play their way in. Now, I do say this. I think all of the Big 5 conference champions should get an automatic bid.
Yes.
Let's say we expand it to 12 teams. That's 5 teams, Big 12, the Big 5 conference champions automatically make it into the playoff. You won your conference, you deserve to get there. And then it's an at-large for the final 7. But so possibly you can have 2 or 3 SEC teams in there. The same way you can have 3 teams from the NFC East or the AFC South or the AFC North make it into the NFL playoffs. It will extend the season a little bit, and I know the schools always say we're looking out for the academic integrity of the students. You know, I take that statement with a grain of salt because there's so many other things that are going on in the NCAA where they're not looking out for the academic integrity of the students. Physically, that's something to be interested in because you're adding a few more games. It isn't like football's tiddlywinks at all. It's a full contact sport. These young men have to recover. Although they're young men and some of the schools have great facilities, they're still going to have to recover in time, and they do have the duties of being in class. I just feel that if they open up the playoffs, They will be much more exciting. You will give teams a chance. You will see the play go on. And also, it's already begun now. It's basically changed the whole non-conference schedule. No longer will you have the heavyweights playing the likes of the New Mexico State Aggies. Yes, I know. I'm not trying to diss the Aggies at all, but there's a reason why Arizona State, the UCLAs, the USCs, the Texases, and Texas A&Ms play these schools. It's an easy win for them, and it gets their players ready. Well, look. And I know they say, look, the regular season is a playoff because if you lose 1 or 2 games, you'll be out of it. But how about just creating a system to where if you lose a couple games early, you can still go on a 10, 9, 13-game run and put yourself in a playoff position?
Yes, because as an LSU fan, I watch LSU thrive early on in the season. We have those early games against smaller schools, like you said. They're easy wins. They're an opportunity for our second and third string kids to come out, get a little bit of field play, get an idea of what they're going to be doing should our starting quarterback, starting wide receiver need a break or something happen. We let those kids out on the field and we get a little bit of a taste of what they're good for. But later on into the season, we're playing Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, the intense SEC matchups that are difficult for every SEC team, but LSU has always had the most difficult seasons in the SEC. We always face off against the most difficult teams to win against. Should we lose 1 or 2 of those games, we're completely out of consideration for the playoffs. And I get it. Those are the teams you can't lose to. Those are the teams you need to be able to beat. But 1 or 2 losses isn't enough to kick a great team with an outstanding record out of a playoff opportunity.
Exactly. I agree.
And I think we're seeing a lot of teams, like you said before, Houston, a lot of teams that pushed all the way through that regular season with almost perfect records, not even get an opportunity to go to those college playoffs because there's only 4 games, and those playoffs typically go to 4 very well-known, very popular teams who were previously in the national championship or, have always been the big hotshot teams. And as much as I love the SEC, I would love to see some other schools that we've never seen before or who haven't had the opportunity to make it to a playoff. They should get the shot to prove that they're worth it or not.
I really think that would be the case. I agree with you on that, Kimberly. They say, look, any given Sunday in NFL football, or any given Saturday, you never know what can happen, particularly with the wild, unpredictable NCAA football as the game is played now. All right, that's it. We're wrapping it all up, ladies and gentlemen. We survived Thursday. Hopefully Tyler did. Feel better, get better, get well at home. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. The U Sports Report. We made it another week. Thanks for joining us.